Captain Falcon's down throw to knee is a combo that works on most characters if they lack DI or have a bad one. However, because Falcon's down throw is a weight dependent throw, it is slower on heavier characters. This means that it also has more end lag on heavy characters, making follow-ups harder. Because of this, down throw to knee doesn't work at all on heavy characters, and even most lightweight characters can escape it with proper DI. However, there are some characters who this works on at certain percentages no matter what they do. At slightly higher percentages they can start to avoid it by air dodging. However, jumping and attacking out of hit stun is actually slower than air dodging on most moves. Falcon's down throw is among these, and the difference starts to show after about 45%, and it gets bigger the higher you go. This means that even at these slightly higher percentages, if they do anything else than air dodge out of Falcon's down throw, they will get hit by the knee because they cannot jump or attack in time. This creates 50-50s where if they do anything else than air dodge, they will get hit by the knee, and if they air dodge you can potentially read it and punish them with the knee. This usually works for about 20% longer than the guaranteed knee. Of course you still have to react to their DI. If they DI downwards you have to go for a short hop knee. If they DI completely away from you, you have to run a little bit further and go for a full hop knee. And if they DI upwards you have to go for a quick double jump knee. Although this differs between each character, mostly based on their gravity and fall speed. Another very important thing to note is that this can only be done from a dash grab down throw because of the forward momentum that Falcon gets during it. As you can see in this comparison of a regular down throw and a dash grab down throw, Falcon ends up at the same spot in both clips. However, Pikachu is much closer to him in the dash grab variation, and even though the difference is small, it's very important because of how precise some of these combos are. Anyway, let's check the characters who this works on along with the percentages. Firstly, this works on Mewtwo and it's guaranteed until about 55% and an air dash 50-50 until about 85%. Secondly, this works on Pikachu and it's guaranteed until 45% and an air dodge 50-50 until 75%. Third, it's guaranteed on Rosalina until 50% and an air dodge 50-50 until about 65%. On both Kirby and Game & Watch, this is guaranteed until 45% and an air dodge 50-50 until 55%. And lastly, on Jigglypuff, it's guaranteed until 40% and an air dodge 50-50 until 60%. In a real match, Rage and Staling will affect these percentages a little bit, both positively and negatively, but these numbers are pretty accurate. Also, all these tests were done with optimal DI while mashing air dodge. A good way to set up into dash grab is Falcon's back air, which is safe to throw out in neutral and safe on shield. Although you can also do it with the weak hit of back air, the second hit of neutral air, and the sour spot of down air. Hell, you can even do it with the knee if you frame cancel it, although this is hard for anyone to pull off in an actual match. Frame cancel is done by hitting with an aerial exactly one frame before you land. This removes most of the hit lag that you experience, letting you land and act faster. Another great way to set up into knee is Falcon's falling up air, which works on every character regardless of their DI. It is also safe to throw out in neutral and safe on shield even after the nerf. The ideal way to do this is to short hop, then fast fall and use your up air right before you land. And just like with the down throw setups, what you need to do next depends on your opponent's DI. But usually it means dashing forward a short distance, then using a full hop and immediately doing the knee. This starts working at about 45% and stops working at about 85%, although characters and their weights and fall speeds make a small difference. Also, just like with the down throw setup, air dash 50-50s are possible until further percents, all the way to about 100. Although this isn't guaranteed because your opponent can tech it, it's worth mentioning that down air also combos into a knee, and it works from about 60% to 80% depending on the character. And as with the other two, air dodge 50-50s are possible until further percents, much further away than on the other two. Even though you can tech Falcon's down air and it's relatively unsafe, I feel like it's an underused move in Falcon's neutral and should be used much more. Falcon's custom down B, the Lightning Falcon kick, also sets up for a knee. The best way to hit with the stun hitbox is to use the move right after you jump, then wait for a while and then go for the knee. DI can make this very tricky though because of how little time you have to react to it. The move is also very slow and unsafe, so it's usually better to go for something else. However, this move along with footstools creates an infinite that works on every character, although the timing is strict on most. There's already a bunch of videos about this and I will also be covering it in a future guide. Anyway, that's the last of the setups. The knee is the strongest aerial in the game, not counting meteors, and some of these setups kill your opponent as early as 40 to 50%, so I certainly hope that especially the character-specific down throw setups get put into use. Anyway, that's all for now. Thanks for watching and later.